Respected friends, welcome. Easier it is to do simple upasanas, pujas, where less of intellection is required. Most tough it is to study the Vedanta Shastras with all its intricacies, trying to understand it through the Bhashyam. That requires a special inner qualification of purity, subtlety, single pointedness, even the memory and all those faculties. So, even though we are not well equipped in all of them, still we are making an attempt to understand the sublime Shastra with the faith in the Lord and the Guru Parampara. Ourselves also, when we try it, we get exhausted, we tired, we understand it is not our bite. Then we will may get inspired. Ki, why not? What's wrong? What's going wrong? What are the preparations that are to be done to be able to grasp all these subtleties? These questions can come in some of the genuine lucky people. Then they go back to the basics that we are lacking the viveka, the vairagya, the required samadhi, sampada, and mokshatvam. And in the yoga bhasha, the chitta ekagrata. So let us go back to our dense chambers, put efforts for a couple of years in gaining all these things, and then come back again trying to study the same Upanishadic intricate sublime knowledge. Definitely that time a little better understanding comes. Yet if it is not sufficient, again go back to basics and keep on preparing ourselves. Finally, the basics are fully covered. Therefore, the study of Vedanta through Upanishad and Bhashya becomes thorough and complete, in which not only the sadhya nishtha, sadhana nishtha is thoroughly understood, but we are able to do that sadhana and even get the experience of what we have to get. So maybe all that way grow day in and day out by putting these conscious efforts. May all the Guru Parampara, God bless us. May we also become aware of it. Let us start our today also through Namo Vache Veda Mantra Ucharana 2 times. Then we will have our Taittiriya Upanishad Adhyanam through Adi Shankara Bhashyam, Patanjali Yoga Darshanam through Vyasa Bhashyam, Mundaka Upanishad with again Adi Shankara Bhashyam. Gita we started 9th chapter yesterday for the youth. First sloka, half of it covered, remaining today. Evening, beautiful 12th skandha. We'll see the 7th chapter beginning, where Atharvana Veda and the Puranas, how they are being spread as well as Purana Lakshana. Then we will see in the 10th skandha how Krishna Rukmi Yuddha and Balrama giving Upadesha to Rukmini in the 10th, and even Adhyatma Ramayanam, so beautiful. We will see Hanumanji seated on the tree watching, and how the Ravana talks to Sita and her reply. Then how Hanumanji approaches Sita Mata. So, and the last one, chanting of Ashtottaram. So, this way we are doing something for our spiritual feeding. Same things when they are done with utmost intensity, longing, sincerity, trying to pull all our abilities of concentration, etc., they yield the deeper results in which are hidden the purities, the single pointedness, clear understandings, etc. Let us try. ॐ ॐ नमो वाचे याचोदिताया चानुदिता तस्यै वाचे नमो नमो वाचे नमो वाचस्पतये नमः ऋषिभ्यो मन्त्रकृद्भ्यो मन्त्रपतिभ्यो मां ऋषयो मन्त्रकृतो मन्त्रपतय परादुर्माहं ऋषीन् मन्त्रकृतो मन्त्रपतेन् परादां वैश्वदेवीं वाचमुद्यासगं शिवामदस्तां जुष्टां देवेभ्यः शर्म मेद्यौः शर्म पृथिवी शर्म विश्वमिदं जगत् शर्म चन्द्रश्च सूर्यश्च शर्म ब्रह्म प्रजापति भूतं वदिष्ये भुवनं वदिष्ये तेजो वदिष्ये यशो वदिष्ये तपो वदिष्ये ब्रह्म वदिष्ये सत्यं वदिष्ये तस्मा अहमिदमुपस्तरणमुपस्तृण उपस्तरणं मे प्रजायै पशूनां भूयादुपस्तरणमहं प्रजायै पशूनां भूयासं प्राणापानौ मृत्योर्मापातं प्राणापानौ मामाहासिष्टं मधुमनिष्ये मधुजनिष्ये मधुवक्ष्यामि मधुवदिष्यामि मधुमतीं देवेभ्यो वाचमुद्यासगं शुश्रूषेण्यां मनुष्येभ्यस्तं मा देवा अवन्तु शोभायै पितरोऽनुमदन्तु ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ नमो वाचे या चोदिताया चानुदिता तस्यै वाचे नमो नमो वाचे नमो वाचस्पतये नमः ऋषिभ्यो मन्त्रकृद्भ्यो मन्त्रपतिभ्यो मां ऋषयो मन्त्रकृतो मन्त्रपतय पराधुरां देवेभ्यः शर्म मेद्यौः शर्म पृथिवी शर्म विश्वमिदं जगत् शर्म चन्द्रश्च सूर्यश्च शर्म ब्रह्म प्रजापते भूतं वदिष्ये भुवनं वदिष्ये तेजो वदिष्ये यशो वदिष्ये तपो वदिष्ये ब्रह्म वदिष्ये सत्यं वदिष्ये तस्मा अहमिदमुपस्तरणमुपस्तृणमुपस्तरणं मे प्रजायै पशूनां भूयादुपस्तरणमहं प्रजायै पशूनां भूयासं प्राणापानौ मृत्योर्मापातं प्राणापानौ मामाहासिष्टं मधुमनिष्ये मधुजनिष्ये मधुवक्ष्यामि मधुमदिष्यामि मधुमतेन देवेभ्यो वाचमुद्यासगं शुश्रूषेण्यां मनुष्येभ्यस्तं मा देवा अवन्तु शोभायै पितरोऽनुमदन्तु ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्यासम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः ॐ नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः ॐ व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः ॐ शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् ॐ जगति ॐ गुरुपुङ्गवपुङ्गवकेतनते समतामयतां नहि कोऽपि सुधीः शरणागतवत्सलतत्त्वनिधे भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम् ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि ॐ परब्रह्मणे नमः श्रुतिमात्रे नमः समस्तब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः ॐ श्री वेदव्यासवैशम्पायनयाज्ञवल्क्याद्यशङ्करादिगुरुभ्यो नमः अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः सङ्कल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां गुरूणां देवतानां परब्रह्मणः श्रुतिमातो अनुग्रहेण उपनिषदोक्तब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधस्य अस्मिन् क्षणे एव अनुभवसिद्ध्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकसंस्कृतेः हैन्दवसंस्कृतेः पुनरुत्थान पुनर्जागरण विश्वव्याप्तिद्वारा समस्त विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगति द्वारा विश्व शांति विश्व कल्याण विश्व एकता विश्व सौभ्रातृत्व सामरस्य सौख्य प्राप्त्यर्थं ये भक्ताः साधकाः धर्म संस्थापकाः अस्मिन् कार्ये निश्चिताः तेषां सर्वेषाम् अस्माकं सह आयुरारोग्य क्षेम स्थैर्य श्रद्धा भक्त्यादि समस्त सत्संपदा साधना शक्ति सानुकूलता प्राप्ति द्वारा विघ्नशत्रु निर्मूलन द्वारा धर्म संस्थापन कार्ये नित्य निरंतर दिग्विजय प्राप्त्यर्थम श्री कृष्ण यजुर्वेदांतर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषदः श्री आद्य शंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। ओम यस्मात् जातं जगत्सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रणीयते येनेदन्धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः। यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरचनां हि व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते। ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः। नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वामेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मावादिशं ऋतमवादिशं सत्यमवादिशं तन्मामावेद तद्वक्तारमावेद आवेन्माम् आवेद्वक्तारम्। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम अथ द्वितीया ब्रह्मानंदवल्ली अष्टमोऽनुभागः। ओम भीषास्माद्वातः पवते भीषोदेति सूर्यः भीषास्मादग्निश्चेन्द्रश्च मृत्युर्धावति पञ्चमहिते सैषानन्दस्य मीमांसा भवते युवा स्यात् साधु युवाध्यायकः आशिष्ठो दृढिष्ठो बलिष्ठः तस्येयं पृथिवी सर्वा वित्तस्य पूर्णा स्यात् स एको मानुष आनन्दः एष तं मानुष आनन्दः स एको मनुष्यगन्धर्वाणामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य एष तं मनुष्यगन्धर्वाणामानन्दः स एको देवगन्धर्वाणामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य एष तं देवगन्धर्वाणामानन्दः स एकपितॄणां चिरलोकलोकानामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य एष तं पितॄणां चिरलोकलोकानामानन्दः स एक आजानजानां देवानामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य एष तमाजानजानां देवानामानन्दः स एकः कर्मदेवानां देवानामानन्दः ये कर्मणा देवानपीयन्ते श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य एष तं कर्मदेवानां देवानामानन्दः स एको देवानामानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य एष तं देवानामानन्दः स एक इन्द्रस्यानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य एष तमिन्द्रस्यानन्दः स एको बृहस्पतेरानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य एष तं बृहस्पतेरानन्दः स एकः प्रजापतेरानन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य एष तं प्रजापतेरानन्दः स एको ब्रह्मण आनन्दः श्रोत्रियस्य चाकामः तस्य स यश्चायं पुरुषे यश्च सावादित्ये स एकः स एवं विद अस्माल्लोकात् प्रेत्य एतमन्नमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामते एतं प्राणमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामते एतं मनोमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामते एतं विज्ञानमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामते एतमानन्दमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रामते तदप्येष श्लोको भवति। ओम शांति शांति शांति। Friends, in this Ashtama Anuvaka of Brahmananda Valli, in these 3 or 4 topics. First topic was the continuation of what was said in the earlier Yajurveda Brahmanas regarding the Brahma Tattva's Astitva. It is again proved by the Bhaya and Abhaya. So there is a Bhaya in all these phenomenal forces, because of which alone they are continuously on their toes and jobs. That indicates the presence of the Parabrahma. So to say, is out of fear of that Parabrahma, they are all working. So whether you see it is the existence of Parabrahma, whether it is propelled by Parabrahma, whether it is of fear of Parabrahma, whether it is because of their respect, reverence, love for Parabrahma, but all of them are working. But Parabrahman is very much there behind them. This is the only way by which the intellect has to be convinced about the existence of Parabrahma before we pursue the Parabrahma Anubhuti sadhanas of Panchakosha Viveka ityadi. If the existence of Parabrahma is not confirmed or convinced, then we may not do sadhana. Even if we do in between, we may leave it because any time the doubt can come, it may take us away. But when we are fully established in the conviction strong that very much Brahman is there, until that Brahman is experienced with full faith, without any break or discontinuity or distraction, we can do sadhana, which is very essential. Because till the anubhuti comes, Brahman cannot be tentatively said to be like this or like that. All explanations of Brahman only are the indicative ones. And how much ever we try, finally he is not known objectively. He is not known through any of the Vishesha. So he is Nirvishesha subjective Anubhuti. So therefore, that Parabrahman is there. He is established in this Anuvaka in the first portion through the Bhishasmad Vata Bhate, etc. Second portion was the most beautiful, important, enchanting, inspirational one among lots of Upanishadic literature, wherein the Ananda Meemamsa is being given to us. In that Ananda Meemamsa, the few things which we have to very carefully understand is other than the Manushya strata, they are the beings who are in the higher and higher strata. Clear? The higher strata in human beings is or in these beings is not in terms of material gain. In terms of material gain, the highest achievement of a human being as one unit has been already discussed. Then what is the higherness in them? In terms of their own inner chitta prasannata. And because of this one reason only, the upadhi called chittas prasannata prasada, that to the extent they are able to make it prasanna and purified, to that extent their ananda is becoming 100 times. Though they are only in any of the yoni, let us say human. But otherwise also they can reach to those higher yonis through the other paddhatis of the yajnas, upasanas that are given in the Shastras, Vedas to do. So, who are they? Manusya Gandharva, Deva Gandharva, Pitrunam Chiraloka Lokanam, Anandaha, Ajana Jana Deva, Karma Deva, Deva, Indra, Brahaspati, Prajapati, and Brahma Deva Anand. Now, this is one discussion. They are all there, and in them, 100 times more Ananda going on, growing in them. Then, through various yajna upasana, one can reach to that. But the other way of reaching to that experience without going there by staying only in the human deha alone is that chitta prasannata which we talked. How that prasadata of the chitta is gained is the most important topic of this particular anuvaka and the entire literature. And how systematically, logically, while developing the topic, the Bhagwan Bhashyakara has brought to this conclusion, Tasmat etani trini sadhanani. If you remember it, is it not? We have seen, Tasmat etani trini sadhanani iti avagamyate. Throughout life, if at all, we have to remember few very essential things. A few of them are these things. Okay, these are the sadhanas. And what are the sadhanas? Shrotriyatva, avrujinatva, then akamahatatva. Come what may in life, we should never forget these three because they are the ones which go on purifying our antakarana and keep on increasing our ananda hundredfold more. And up to the level of Brahmadeva, they take us. Once this is understood, no question should be asked regarding what, therefore, the spiritual sadhana for the evolution. So each of them also we have exhaustively studied. The Shrotriyatva under the guidance of Guru, Nirantara doing the study of the Vedanta Upanishad Shastras, in which the presence of Brahman as the ultimate reality, substratum of everything, Nirvishesha, Nirakara, Nirvyavahara, is being so much told to us. And that alone reality, everything else is not. That should lead us to the Akamaha Tattva, wherein there is no Kamana at all in us. The Kamanas are there for Jiva who is identified with the Upadhi, who is separate from Paramatma Tattva. Clear? If the Upadhi Tadhyatma is not there and oneness with Paramatma is established, the Jiva cannot have Kamana. Therefore, trying to become one with the Paramatma, one side, trying to be dissociated with the Panchakosha Upadhi, the other side, the Kama Hatatva has to be reduced, become more and more Akamahataha. This is a sadhana to be done. The many other things we can add. One thing is what the kamanas of which we have the kamya vastu, so they are absolutely dekha jaye, so they are not real. Second thing is these kamanas are nothing but the mental aberrations only, mental thought modifications only. They come because the mind is functional. Mind is functional because we have not discovered our real self beyond the mind, which is infinite, one without second. In the non discovery of our oneness with the Parabrahman, from the ignorance, this mind comes, which has the capacity of projecting anything because this mind is the product of this infinite, powerful Maya. And innocently, the mind goes on projecting and creating desires if you don't put a check on that. So, other than being the thought modification, other than being a habit, other than being an unnatural or natural unwanted phenomena, the desire in the mind need not be given importance, need not be valued. If we value it, then we start becoming a slave to it. We start becoming stronger in our wrong feeling that we are not Parabrahma, that we are Jiva, that we are identified with Upadhi, that through the Upadhi only we can become Sukhi, and that Upadhi Sukha comes to us only when we get some or the other objects of the world. This type of wrong habit becomes stronger and stronger. Like these type of many other required understandings, we should slowly reduce the Kama Tattva. And as said in Shastras, Nishkama only become Parabrahma, and I want to discover Parabrahma Tattva. Therefore, also I have to do the Kama Tattva or remove the Kamanas. Clear? So, this is what is being developed in these topics. First one is the Shrotriyatva, second is Akamatatva, third one, the result of this Akamahatata should be seen in Avrujinata. In that Avrujinata, in its deeper and expansive definition, we tried to explain yesterday that any karma done for any karma phala is Vrujina only, Papa only. Therefore, neither the physical activities nor the mental activities nor the intellectual plannings to procure anything of the worldly things should happen in us. That is called as avrujinatva at its highest stage. Then the whole Maya that there is Jagat other than me, I am an individuality and I have desires. When they are fulfilled, I get this Sukha. For fulfilling the desire, intellect works and plans in this way that can be desired. The mind becomes instrument of intellect. Intellect and mind together use the sense organs of action to work. Then when the karma phala comes, the organs of experience or perception involve in them and feel the pleasures and joys. All this drama, which is nothing but samsara, which is not at all required, that goes on going away. To that extent, when these wrong things go away, to that extent, already existing Brahma Tattva, whose nature is Ananta and Ananda, that starts revealing, expressing. That is the meaning of 100 times Ananda increasing in each of these higher grade beings. So, and where it culminates is in Eko Brahmana Ananda. And what is Brahma Ananda? He is it. Brahmana is not Parabrahma. That Hiranyagarbha Brahma Ananda is wherein all these other denomination of Anandas are very much in him. Therefore, by being Ashrotriya and Kamahata and Vrijinatva, we can fall from the human to even animal, devilish, plant, insect level. Clear? By doing the wrong things. But positively, from being a human, through the Shrotriyatva and Akamahatatva, Vrijinatva, starting from the Manushya Gandharva up to Brahmadeva, Hiranyagarbha, we can rise in. We can evolve. So this is what is the total essence we have to catch here. Then the next stage is what? It is not even Brahma Tattva, what's called. The Hiranyagarbha Sthiti is not our goal. Even from there also we have to rise to Parabrahma. And then what is the main ingredient in these three things? Which fulfills not only the Hiranyagarbha Sthiti in our life or evolution, but also takes us to Parabrahma Anubhuti. Among these three is the Akamaha Tattva. Therefore, that is toward the end is highlighted. Akamahatattva prashasti. The moment we are free from every or any kamana, total world of objects, upadhis, the jiva, all of them get devalued. Because kamana is the one which is feeding the reality to the vastus. Kamana is the one which is giving reality to our own dehendra manadi upadhi. Kamana is the one because of which the jiva is also sustained. The moment the kamana goes away, all these three dissolve. Then that which was hidden behind these three, our essential self, is revealed. Therefore, do all sadhanas of Shrotriyatva, Avrujinatva, your upasanas, puja and all, but aim at this ultimate achievement of Kamarahityam. That was brought to our notice. That is why Shrotriyasya cha akamahatasya, Shrotriyasya cha akamahatasya, Shrotriyasya cha akamahatasya. This is how so many times with every of the mantra it is being repeated. So, first delusion to be removed is the Ananda is outside and it comes through the Vastus. The correct first understanding is Ananda is inside. When the Vastu Asakti is reduced, that inner Brahma Ananda reflects in our own Chitta in terms of this Ananda growing in 100 folds. We have to be thorough in this understanding and try करके experiment करके देखते जाना. The more the kamanas are reduced, the mind is calm and quiet. In that you can see that peace and happiness. Much, much more. Again, come back onto the worldly object level. Try to procure and indulge in them and see how the tormented, disturbed, cyclonic will be our mind distracting us and not allowing the ananda to experience. Instead of that, there is fear, there is sense of samshayam, doubt, there is competition, there is jealousy. All negativities come and make the happiness into pieces when there is a kamana and kamana related objects, karma phala, indulgence in it. ये पूरा सेट पूरा निकाल के देखो, how calm, quiet, ananda will be the heart in ourselves. That is what we have to experiment and discover. Nobody can help us other than ourselves to convincingly know these through our own experimentations and experiences. Okay. Hmm. Yesterday we have seen, just I am going through these two paragraphs before doing the avatarika and entering into another very crucial discussion. 3-4 मिनट करके आधा घंटा वो वाला डिस्कस करेंगे कि now the Brahmadeva Ananda is explained. Hiranyagarbha. We have seen yesterday, I know. Yatra ete Ananda Bhedaha Ekatam Gachanti. Brahmadeva Ananda, Hiranyagarbha Ananda is that where all the Ananda Bhedas come into one fold. All of them are there in this Brahmadeva Ananda. Dharma cha tannimittaha. And in that Brahmadeva, all the dharmas because of which the Ananda gained are fulfilled. Then Jnanam cha tadvishayam. Then the knowledge because of which or with which the dharma is done to gain the ananda, that also fulfilled in Brahmadeva. Then akamaha tattvam cha niratishayam. And akamahata also is at the highest level. Therefore, the akamahataha leading to the jnanam, leading to the dharma, leading to the ananda is in that Brahmadeva in the Niratishaya sthiti. Niratishaya means there is no greater Ananda than this Brahmadeva. Here we are talking about the conditional Ananda, Upadiyukta Ananda. Don't forget, all these Devatas from Manusya up to Brahmadeva are the Upadhika expressions. The higher Upadhis, the greater Upadhis, the subtler Upadhis. Then among all of them is Hiranyagarbha. He is higher than all, greater than all, subtler than all. He is a Samashti Upadhi. But Upadhi is there. So Ananda because of Dharma, Dharma because of Jnana, Jnana because of Akama Tattvam. Okay? Yatre ete Ananda Vedaha ekatang gachanti, Dharma cha tannimittaha, Jnanam cha tadvishayam, Akama Tattvam cha niratasham yatraha, saha eshaha hiranyagarbha Brahma. Clear? No, tasya esha ananda. This ananda of that hiranyagarbha, shrotriyena avrujnena akamahatena cha sarvatah pratyaksham upalabhyate. So sarvatah means whether one is human being or manushya gandharva or deva gandharva. To any one of them, this ananda of the hiranyagarbha ananda can be pratyaksham upalabhyate, directly experienced, provided he has achieved Shrotriyatva, Akamahatatva, and Avrujinatva. Okay? Shrotriyena, Avrujinena, Akamahatena cha Sarvataha Pratyaksham Upalabhyate. So Sarvataha Shrotriyena, Sarvataha Akamahatena, Sarvataha Avrujinena. The one who is thoroughly digested the Vedama Upanishads, the one who is totally freed from the Kamanas, the one therefore totally withdrawn from even one Vrujina or the Bhava Karma, in him Pratyaksham Upalabhyate, he can directly experience. So Pratyaksha means by being wherever he can experience, he need not do all Yajna, Upasana, Punya to go to that Brahma Deva Loka, etc. ये तीन कर लो बस अपने आप ब्रह्मदेव का आनंद मिलता है तस्मात् 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 एतानि त्रीणि साधनानि 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 इति अवगम्यते इति अवगम्यते इति अवगम्यते. Therefore, what Shruti Mata wants to drive by using that Shrotriyatva cha akamahatasya, and also in the beginning, while talking about one Manushya Ananda, that is called as uh, Sadhayuva. By using that sadhuva is equal to avrujina, not doing any negative or papa. Therefore, Shrotriyatva, Avrujinatva, Akamahatatva are the sadhanas concluded. In this again, the speciality of Akamahata is explained. Tatra Shrotriyatva, Avrujinatve niyate. Shrotriyatva, Avrujinatva are niyata. They are compulsory. Anyway, you have to do them because if you don't study Shastra, then you will not get the clarity of picture the existence of Brahman, etc. So too, if you don't withdraw from the Vrujina or Papa, we are pushed into Dukkha and Naraka only. Forget about spiritual evolution. Therefore, they are niyate, they are compulsory. Anyway, you have to do. But then, Akamaha Tattvam too, being optional. What is that? Kamaha Tattvam and Akamaha Tattvam being optional. If one chooses not the Kamaha Tattva hit by the Kamana, but Akamaha Tattvam Utkrushate iti Prakrushta Sadhanata Abhigamyate. Akamata is a Utkrishta sadhana. In this way, Utkrishtate, glorious in a sadhaka, if he reaches the Akamata, therefore the Akamata is called as Prakrushta sadhana. As we said just now, when you are not hit by the Kamana, entire the set of Jiva, Upadhesa, Karma, Karma Phala, all that set, which is empowered by this Kamana. When the Kama Tattva is not there, it is gone. Is it not? Any small little examples you take, that Kamana to go and eat in a hotel, if it is not there, getting prepared at home, taking the taxi, going there, ordering there, waiting for them is only place the hotel where you order but you wait. then the coming of things and eat, then no masala, namak, फिर add कर लो extra, हो गया. When he gives a bill, it's entire 2 months salary, and you pay it and come with suffering. See, all of them is gone away with one akama tattva that you are not interested to go there. कितना संसार का निवारण हो जाता है देखो, कामना नहीं है तो. Think about it. Imagine a state of mind where not even in one desire for anything is there. What could be the status of the Antakarana? Actually, it's no more Antakarana. It is pure conscious blissful self. Conscious blissful self through the ignorance, and ignorance created Kamana is creating the entire world of karma and karma phala adi bondage to a jiva, to a sansari. All of that gets evaporated when akama tattva is achieved. That's why among all sadhanas, this is said to be prakrushta sadhana. Therefore, in every of the Upanishad, yada sarve pramuchyante kama yesya hridhi sthitaha atamartyo amruto bhavati atra brahma samashnute. So too in Gita, vihaya kamanyah sarvan puman charati nispruhaha निर्ममो निरहंकारः स शान्तिमधिगच्छति एषा ब्राह्मी स्थिति पार्थ. In the last 71 and 72 shlokas. Throughout Gita, every chapter, throughout every one of the Upanishads, this is what is aimed. Still, after listening all that also, the power of vasanas, the power of the mind, the power of the habits makes us still feel the need of the kamana purti through some or the other karma. That is where we have to pause, we have to study the Upanishads again and again, contemplate on that side, and as we said 10 minutes back, which are the reasons when used, the kamana can be removed. By that, when we remove and find ourselves to live life freely without kamana, then we are nearing to Paramatma. For the removal of this kamana and our slavery to it only, every of this sadhana, whether it is your upavasa dikshas, whether it is going to Kashi and dropping whatever you like, or whether doing the dana dharma ityadi to the people, all of them are aimed at only to make us understand that not necessary that we need to be a kamya karma yukta jivi. We need not be. We can be freeing our mind from all these and live. And the examples of saints and sages, what kamana they have in this world? Nothing. But yet they are there. Not only they are there, they are the maximum bliss, most bliss they are in. Not like us, no kamana fulfilled, they were so many times frustrated. Bhagavan also creates the world not for his own kamana personal. Is it not? So kamayata is not his kamana here. There his kamana is to give the chance to the jivas for their own sadhana to provide everything. And his kamana and our kamana difference we have thoroughly, exhaustively studied there. Our kamana is out of incompleteness. His kamana is out of completeness. So it is not that type of kamana of bondage. All that we have seen. So after this much discussion, tasya akamah tattva prakarshatah cha upalabhyamanah shrotriya pratyaksha brahmana ananda yasya paramanandasya matra ekadeshaha. Okay? This Brahmadeva Ananda, which is Shrotriya Pratyaksha and Originatva Akamahata Pratyaksha, that is Parabrahma Paramatma as Ekadesha Matra. One isolated corner में रहने वाला a speck only. Quotation from Brihadaranyaka is what? Etasyeva anandasya anyani bhutani matram upajivanti. It is because of Parabrahma Paramatma's ananda that anyani jivani therefore, right from Brahmadeva at the topmost up to smallest one cell organism, whatever you can imagine, all of them are matram upajivanti. Only a minutest ananda of Parabrahmananda, seeking that all these beings from Brahmadeva up to smallest one are pursuing whatever they are pursuing. Yetasya eva anandasya anyani bhutani matram upajivanti. So upajivanti means they depend on. Everybody is depending on Ananda only. For the Ananda only we are doing everything. So all the Ananda gained by all of them is Matra only of that Parabrahma. Okay, iti Shruti Antaratu, this is a quotation. Therefore, Saha Esha Anandaha Yasya Matra Samudrambasa Iva Viprushaha Parivaktaha Yatra Ekatangataha. So that Parabrahma is that Ananda in comparison of whom, when we take him as the ocean, all other Anandas, including Brahmadeva, are like only the Viprushaha, some sparks or sprinkles only of the water. Sa Esha Paramanandaha, and that is called as Parabrahma's Paramanandaha. And why that is so? What is the glory in it? Is what? One, it is Svabhavikaha, not reflected in the Upadhis, not gained through some conditionings of karma and karma phala. It is swabhavikaha. So the first thing where we started the discussion, is it Vishaya Vishaya Ananda or it is Swabhavika Ananda? That is answered here. The Parabrahma's Ananda is Swabhavikaha. Second is Advaitatvat. Be attentive. In that Parabrahma, there is no Dvaita of the Upadhi and the Jiva or any of the other Dvaitas, because of which another speciality of this Brahma Ananda, which we have to very deeply catch it, is Ananda Anandinacha Avibhagaha Atra. The Anandi is the experiencer of the Ananda. Anandaha is the Ananda itself. There is no duality of happiness and happiness experiencer. Ananda, Anandi, ऐसे दो नहीं होते. In our case, it is Ananda at all our mind or senses level, and I am the Jiva becoming Anandi. In case of this Brahma Ananda, there is no difference between Ananda and Anandi. Then he alone is Anandi. He alone is Ananda Swarupa. Abhedaha Avibhagaha Atra. So that Parabrahman, like we said, the sugar in sweets, the sugar in a tea, the sugar in coffee. There is Ananda Anandi Bheda. But then the sugar in the sugar itself, the sweetness in the sugar, they are not two things. That the sugar material and the sweetness in the sugar, they are not two there. In other case, the tea is different material, and in that the chini or sugar is added. There is a duality. But as regards the sugar is concerned, there are no two things, that the sugar crystal is separate from the sweetness in it. In the same way, the ब्रह्मदेव में वो ब्रह्म आनंदी है, उनको इन्फिनिट आनंद मिल रहा है, ऐसा ड्युअलिटी नहीं है. He himself is Ananda Swarupa. That's called as the meaning of Swabhavika Ananda Advaitattvatu. Therefore, this is what is the beautiful thing. We have to come to our conclusion. I myself am the blissful self. It is not that I am getting the bliss through some or the other means, through some or the other karma, through some or the other upadhi. Nahi, nahi. Brahma himself is Ananda Swarupa. Anando Brahma. Up to this we have seen. Now, Avatarika for the most important thing of Phalashruti, which is also to be very crucially understood. What I said, Tad etat Meemamsa phalam upasamhriyate. So much of Meemamsa is done. What is the phala of all this exhaustive discussion? Kya hona chahiye phala? That is being samhriyate. Because so much exercise is done. If the final arrival conclusion is not very delightful, etc., we will not go for it. Therefore, the Falashruti ke dwara Meemamsa phalam upasamhriyate. So, what is that? Already said, it is a Advaita Ananda. It is the Swabhavika Ananda. It is Anandi Ananda Bhedarahita Ananda. That is little more explained and elaborated. Ki Yo Guha. Now listen. What is the next mantra? We have come up to what? Saeko Brahmana Anandaha Shrotriyasya Chaka Mahatasya. This second portion of this Ashtamanuvaka is covered by this point. Up to this, we have explained this much. Now the next portion is what? Sayaschayam Purushe Yaschasavaditye Sa Ekaha. This is the next third portion of this Anuvaka we have to study. Sayaschayam Purushe Yaschavaditye, Yaschasavaditya sa ekaha. Then the last one will be Saya evam vita asmat lokat pretya etamannamayamatmanam upasankramati, etc. etc. up to etamanandamayamatmanam upasankramati. That last portion also very, very beautiful, very crucial. But before that, this particular sentence, let us deeply understand. What is that? Sayaschayam purushe yaschavaditye sa ekaha. Yaschasavaditye sa ekaha. That is called as the deep phala which we get through this Brahmananda Meemamsa, in which by becoming Shrotriya Avrujana Kamahata, not only we reach to Brahmadeva, but we transcend him. We discover the Nitya Nirantara Swabhavika Advaita Ananda Anandi Bheda Rahita Brahmananda. Okay. Now Saha Yahacha Ayam Purushe Yahacha Asau Aditye Saha Ekaha. Simple sentence. That Parabrahma which is there in this Purusha and that Parabrahma which is there in that Aditya, he is one. This is the Phala Shruti of all the study and all the sadhana done so far. This is called as the Sarvatmya Bhava. So, that Ananda which is there in this Purusha, that Ananda which is there in that Aditya is one. Now, Ananda and Anandi, the Brahma, they are not two, already we have discussed in the earlier point. Therefore, whether we use the word Ananda or Brahma, please understand they are not two. Ananda is not a quality or qualification of Brahman anymore now. Brahman himself is Ananda Swarupa. Therefore, what is the Falashruti of it? The two levels. Second level will be सय एवं भी तो अस्माद लोकात प्रेत्या, वहां हमको हायर लेवल बताएंगे. और उससे पहले ट्राई टू डीपली अंडरस्टैंड इट. Literal meaning is this. Then Bhashya meaning is this. The literal meaning is what? Saha Brahma, who is Ananda Swarupa, Yaha is Asmin Purushe. Sayaschayam Purushe, who is there in this Purusha, who discovered Brahman. Same one is Sayacha Aditya, who is there in the Aditya also. And these two are not two, Sa Ekaha is one. And here Aditya is a symbol of representing the Karana as well as Samishti. Cause as well as totality. And Ayam Purusha is what? The Karya and the Vyashti. Therefore, what is the conclusion? In the Karya, the Vyashti, the Brahman who is there. And in the Karana and the Samishti, the Brahman who is there is one without second. That discovery is called final Brahma Vidya. Then what it leads to? Therefore, on that one without second Brahman alone, one side the Samashti Karana, the other side Veshti Karya, they are just projected and so are superimposed. Brahman is neither Karana nor the Karya. And therefore, in this Karana Karya Sambandha, only there is a creation or Srishti. So, even to that level of the Srushti Rahitya in Parabrahma, we can reach to. Sayaschayam Purushe, Yascha Asau Aditye, Sa Ekaha. Then the Samishti में वही एक ही पता कर ली, तो then in every Vyashti, the same Brahman is there. So on that one Brahman, totality to one side, individuality is the other side, they are projected. Totality, the ocean, individuality, wave. In both of them, there is only one common denominator called as water. Therefore, on the one water only, the samashti, the ocean, the vesti, the rivers or the waves are both playing or projected. And in the water, neither the karanatva, the ocean, nor the karyatva, the wave is there. It is untouched by them. And in the presence and absence of being oceanness, being waveness also, nothing happens to the water. It is so. So too, समष्टि व्यष्टि कारण कार्य हो या ना हो, पर ब्रह्म का कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. reaching to that. Therefore, is obviously realization from the freedom from the bondage of being a Veshti and always being troubled by the Samashti. Therefore, become a gulam to that Samashti like a slave and being tormented by him. ये हो गई नहीं दोनों. So we suffer always our own limitations with the Upadhyas Jiva. We also have the suffering because of other limited Jivas through Raga, Dvesha, Adi. And again, we are always suffering the fear of the Samashti, who, depending on our Papa Punya, gives us Dukkha Sukha. All this is samsara, which is not called for. When we transcend through Shrotriya, Vrujina, Kama Tattva, this limitation and discover the Brahma Tattva in our Guha, we transcend all this bondage. That is the crux of it. So now we have explained it. What Bhashyakara says, let us see. There are two portions here. One the Avatarika, then through after the mantra is chanted, then the Bhashya to the mantra. Very, very important. So in the Avatarika, Sayascha Ayam, Saha Yahacha Purushe. So who is that Saha? Who is that Saha? That is being touched here. So tad etat Meemamsa phalam upasamhriyate. Now through the giving of Meemamsa phalam, this topic is being upasamhriyate concluded. Now yaha, starting from beginning of this second Brahmananda Valli, the main things are being touched. Some here, some in the Bhashya. Now yaha guhayam nihitaha. Is it not? Parame Vyomni, the one who is established or seated in or hidden in the guha of the Hridaya Akasha, Parame Vyomni, in the supreme Akasha of Vijnanamaya Guha, the one who is staying there, about whom we started talking. That is a Brahma Tattva. Then Akashadi Karyam Sushtva, about him only in the same flow we talked about. He is the one who has created the Karya out of him called as Akasha Adi. So, like Brahmavidapnoti Param Tadesha Bhyukta Satyam Jnanamanantam Brahma, then the next line is quoted here. Yo Vedanitam Guhayam Parame Vyoman. Then the Falashruti there is Soshrute Kaman, Soshrute Sarvan Kaman Saha Brahmana Vipashchita. Then the second sentence kya tha? Ki Tasmad Vai Tasmad Atmanaha Akasha Sambhutaha. So out of all that flow, the two important things are culled out. That which is said to be in the Hridaya Guha, Hridaya Akasha Guha or Vijnanamaya Akasha Guha. Second, the one who is said to be the creator of the Karya Akashadi up to Stula Sharira. Second. Third one is what? Sruštva, Annamayantam. Third one what is said? Tad eva anupravishtaha. And he alone has entered into all that. That Purusha is called as Saha in this. So, before the Saha word of the mantra starts, who is that Saha? Bhashyakara in the Avatarika explained and made the connection between that Bhashya and the first word Saha of the mantra. Saha means gone. That Saha who is Nihitam Guhayam Parame Vyoman. That Saha is he who is said as the creator of the Akasha, the up to Annamaya, and that is Saha who is said to have entered what he has created. Ya eva anupravishtaha. Of that we are talking about. Okay, Saha. So now, who is this Saha here? Is this Brahman? No. Then what? The one who, having studied all this himself through travel of all this, discovered himself one with that Brahman. About Saha Brahma Jnani it is talked about. Because if it is Brahma Tattva, he being neuter, the letter should be Tat. Because Brahma ke liye Tat hona chahiye, Saha nahi. Saha is masculine word. Therefore, who is this? The Sadhaka. Saha Sadhaka, having studied Upanishads and understood himself to be that Brahman who is in the Vijnanamaya Kosha Guha, Paramavyoma, and who is so said to be the Kriya, he is the Karta of the Akasha, the Karya, and also who is said to be entering in these things which he has created. Like, Paramatma's entry is not entry actually. Paramatma is expressing through that. But to express, he has to enter, no? Therefore, the language of entry is spoken. That's how the lot of questions regarding entry of Bhagavan are thwarted by Bhashyakara. When the Purvapakshi asked all the questions, you have thoroughly heard and studied that. So, by the way, Bhagavan entry means what? He is expressed through them. The expression through them is called as his entry. His expression through them is called as his entry actually. Hmm. So that Saha is called as what? Saha yacha ayam purushe. Yacha asau aditye. Saha ekaha. Up to this, again, you have to understand thoroughly. So who is that Saha? That Brahman which was theoretically known through Upanishad, and that Sadhaka, following all the instructions, reached in his identity with that Brahman. Saha. Yahacha ayam purushe. Who is there in these upadhis? And that who is there in the Aditya, in that Upadhi, is one. Therefore, this is Veshti Upadhi, that is Samashti Upadhi. If this is Karya Upadhi, that is a Karana Upadhi. So, in the both Karya Karana Upadhi, mein, one Brahman only expressing. It's almost as like the Tattvasi Mahavakya Upadesha. Aditya is the symbol of Samashti because the Samashti entire life on the earth, on all the three lokas of Bhurvasva, based on Surya only. Yesterday, our beautiful Yagnavalkya ji, thank God, he has told us through that Upasana to Bhagavan Surya, it is Surya Bhagavan only who is the Upadhana Karana, who is the Nimitta Karana, and who, when all jivas are in the slumber and stupor of night, he is the one who wakes them up and puts them in their Swadharma and also in the Atma Jnanakya Paramadharma. Okay, here the Aditya ka naam liya ka artha, it is Samashti is talked about. Karana, it is called. We are all the Karya, we are all Vyashti. Now the mantra is Sayashayam Purushe Yaschasavaditye Sa Ekaha. So Saha Yahacha Ayam Purushe Yahacha Asau Aditye. Purusha, you have to add there also. Saha Ekaha. This is the Falashruti should come when we do all the exercise of Shrotriyatva, Avrujinatva, Akamatatva, through which we discover the substratum, the Brahman. So, having gone beyond the Vrujinatva, Kamadattva, when we discover Brahman, the Falashruti is that we discover ourselves to be neither the cause nor the effect, but the substratum on whom cause one side the Aditya, effect another side the Jivas are superimposed, projected. More contemplation, more deep. When you go deep in that contemplation, it's only one substratum, like only one mind, in which all the thoughts are superimposed. Is it not? Mind is one common thing. In that, in the form of waves, called as vrittis, thoughts are coming because of the inside vasanas or outside perceptions. Like one common river only going through waves in the form of wave. Where are the waves? Projected on the water only. So where are the thoughts? Projected on the mind only. Where is Vyashti Samashti Jagatu? Projected on pure, eternal, immutable, Ananta, all-pervading Brahman. That I am. Bhashakara's Bhashyam. Now, Saha Yaha iti nirdishyate. So, Saha Yaha, that is this. In this way, this is Nirdesha is done, indicated. Kaha asau? Who is he? I am Purushe. Who is there in this Purusha? Yaha asau Aditye. So Yaha Paramananda Shrotriya Pratyaksha Nirdishtaha Yasya Ekadesham Brahmadini Bhutani Sukharhani Upajivanti Saha Yahacha Asau Aditye Iti Nirdishyate Saha Ekaha Bhinna Pradesha Stha Gata Akasha Ekattavatu. So simple. So saha yaha iti nirdishyate. So that this is what is said. Saha yaha. Ka asau. Who is that? I am Purushe. Who is there in this Purusha now? Who has realized the Brahman? Then yahacha asau aditya. The same who is there in the very much the Aditya also. Who is he? Yaha Paramananda. That Paramananda Brahmana. Shrotriya Pratyaksha. The one who is experienced by the Shrotriya Pratyaksha, in brackets Abrujinata and Akamatata. Yasya Ekadesham, in whose one corner Brahma Adini Bhutani Sukarhani Upajivanti. Right from Brahma Deva, all the lower beings are getting their own Lesha Matra Sukha. Saha Yahacha Asau Aditya iti nirdishyate. So the same Brahman who is experienced by the earlier who was thinking himself as Jiva, now he has experienced himself as Brahman by the sadhana of Shrotriya Brahmanishta Avrujinatva. Saha alone is in the Aditya also. So, Saha Ekaha, example what? Saha Eka Bhinna Pradeshastha Gata Akasha Ekatvato. देखो भिन्न प्रदेश घट. So there are 20 parts are there. भिन्न प्रदेश लेफ्ट में राइट में आगे पीछे चार चार पांच पांच रखा आपने. So when you go and look at into each of the part, you will see the akasha in it. Another part akasha 2, third akasha 3, akasha 4. But in bhinna pradesha akasha, is it actually the bhinna akasha? Is each of the akasha bhinna from the others? And is each of the akasha, is it ever bhinna from the samashti total? You have to contemplate on it. Very essential example this is. समष्टि आकाश में और एक एक घड़े में आकाश में कोई डिफरेंस है क्या? सो टू एक एक घड़े में आकाश जो दो तीन घड़े में, इज देयर डिफरेंस इन द स्पेस बिटवीन पार्ट 1, पार्ट 2, पार्ट 3, पार्ट 4? पार्ट 1 space is different from part 2 and 2 is different from 3, 3 is different from 4. Is it so? No. See, in the part 1 if you add water, part 2 if you add milk, part 3 if you add curds, and a part 4 you add some cool drink. They are different, definitely. They are different. The liquids are different. The containers in container. But when all those liquids are emptied, when you look at the space though appears to be that shaped in the pot, when you look through the walls of the pot, remember, actually, never ever these pots have made that shaped spaces. Never ever these pots have made each one separate from other the spaces. Never ever any pots have made the total space divided into so many small spaces in the pots as they are seen through the upadhi of pot. Then what is actually the space in part 1 alone is space in part 2, alone is space in part 3, alone is the space in part 10, and all of that alone is total space. Ekaha. So भिन्न प्रदेशस्थ आकाश एकत्ववतु. भिन्न प्रदेशस्थ घट आकाश एकत्ववतु. So sayashcha ayam purushe yacha aso aditye. Ekaha. Aditya symbol of samashti, as I told you. Ishvara, let us say. Karana, let us say. And all the Vyashtis are the Jivas, the Karya from the Samashti. So both of them have one substratum only behind. That is that Brahma Ananda Paramananda Brahma. And that is me. That is me actual. That is not, I am not this Jiva through Upadhi who is separate from other Jivas and also the Aditya. Actually, the subtle point is here what? It is only the insistence is that part 1 space is different from 2 and all. Actually, it never had. So too, I am different from you, you are different from me. Both are different from the Ishvara. These are only the insistences because of looking through the Upadhis. And Upadhis have never ever limited the Paramatma actually. Because our drishti is on the upadhis, it appears that limited. Like the pot walls never limited the space into any shapes. But because our attention too much is on the pot walls, it appears that the space has become smaller, bigger, depending on the pots. This discovery is called as Vedanta. That's it. There's nothing more to be done there. When we transcend the drishti from the upadhi to nirupadhika and discover that one alone the space all over, what is there further to be done? You are that infinite. There's nothing to do, there's nothing to achieve. That is called as jnanam. Through that jnanam, the moksha. And that is jnanam is aparoksha. In the example of space, I am never the space. Space is only object. But in this case of this Satchidananda Parabrahma, it is me. On that, all these gross, subtle, causal are superimposed. And we give so much value, importance to it from millions of lives, which has become a vasana stronger as well as a habit. That we are not able to leave it and go back to our own essential self. Understood? If you have understood, you are telling me jute because these are understood only after so many hundreds of times when you listen these sublime topics. And when you are in that mood of viveka and vairagya and samadhi. If the mind is filled with all rajoguna and tamoguna, kshipta moda vikshiptata, even the word meaning also is not registered. Forget about what is deeply meant there. And if one is in that great mood or status, and if he is able to grasp the inner feeling of it, ki I am the Brahman, but on me the Vyashti Samashti is superimposed. Among the Vyashti superimposition, one that these Panchakoshas I am identifying and suffering, which is not required, not called for, not real. If one can reach to this intellectual feeling, intellectual understanding and the feeling, then what is sadhana? You will start understanding. Sadhana is not japa or upasana or puja. They're all for making the equipments prepared with its shuddhi. The real sadhana is discarding the upadhi and upadhi tadatmya, then through the upadhi tadatmya, living as a specified individuality, isolated from other individuals as well as the total. Totally, that person's sadhana takes a different direction if this is convinced about. His sadhana is no more anymore external or adi just upasana japa sthayika nahi hoga wo. All the time he will be in his mind rejecting himself as upadhyukta jiva and knowing himself to be nirupadhika Brahma. 24 घंटे, that's called sarvada sthapanam buddhe shuddhe brahmani sarvata tat samadhanam ityuktam. The samadhana sadhana, wherever we are always in that sadhana of rejecting jiva bhava through the upadhi and accepting the nirupadhika Brahma anubhava. He will only long for that. He will not go into the world. He will be insisting upon himself, let me discover my that self on whom the Samashti Surya, the Veshti Jivas are superimposed. Karanakari are superimposed. He will be going deep in himself only. What does that mean beyond this Panchakosha? And he'll become so shameful as well as frustrated with oneself. I being Brahman, how I can through this upadhi become one single isolated individual, competing with others, comparing with others, creating funny relations with others, fighting with others, frustrated. What a nonsense. Like in the dream, one fellow is fighting with the other, or the dreamer is fighting with the other fellows in the dream. Both are projected only on the waking mind. What a foolishness it is. Where there's no person other than him, and he himself is not a reality. He is a projected one, dreamer. The projected dreamer and projected dreamer world में some projected other fellow other than the dreamer is fighting with that fellow or is getting attached to that fellow. What a funny thing it is. And in that fighting attachment, he is failing and he is suffering. and is committing suicide in the dream, that she has not loved me, or he has not loved me, or this money has not, I didn't get, or this appreciation did not come to me, this recognition has not come to me. He is getting frustrated. Who himself is on there. Now just imagine from the waker standpoint. Where is dreamer? Where is dream world? Where are other dream people to fight with or get attached to? But how nice everyday Bhagavan by giving us sapna, trying to make us understand that one substratum reality which is beyond all this. अभी भी हमारे दिमाग में बात नहीं चढ़ेगा if we are not coming to the sattva guna level. If we have not done sufficient upasana to Guru and Bhagavan, if we have not shown the deep faith in our Shruti Mata. ये तो बुद्धि तक आएगा बट बिना घुसे अंदर चले जाएगा ये वाला नॉलेज. Only when we desire, then this knowledge enters. Then it starts working. Our intellect में एक knowledge घुसा नहीं, इसलिए वो काम नहीं कर रहा. देखो जो है ऑलरेडी काम करो तो वही काम कर रहा है. अगर ये knowledge enter करेगा, like medicine, you have taken only in the hand, you have not consumed it, then it will never work, no, because you have not consumed it. But एक बार अंदर डाल ली और tablet, it goes and starts working. In the same way, inside the intellect, when this information enters, then it starts working. If it is not working, means it has not got entered. So our Kshipta mode of Vikshipta Bhumikas have not allowed this information to go inside. If it has gone, it starts working. The working is this line of contemplation. Why I am suffering as an individual, as a jiva through upadhis? Who am I beyond these upadhis? Who are each of the individual beyond this seen upadhi? What is that which is expressing as the samashti? He will be in that inquiry. And in that, he will transcend the Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Jnanamaya, Anandamaya. And in the Vijnanamaya, he goes to the Guha. In that Guha, the Triputi he transcends, and he will see his own self as a Gnapti Matra. Or in that Gufa, he will find the Dashta, Sota, Manta, Vijnatha. And they are through Upadhis. He drops the Upadhi. Then he becomes pure only the Chidabhasa Yukta Ahamruti. That also he goes back, he will become Chit Swarupa. And that Chit alone is Sat. He will come to that experience. If one has seriously allowed this to enter into the Beja. Okay, now this is explained. कि असौ आदित्य इति निर्दिश्यते स एकः भिन्न प्रदेशस्थ घट आकाश एकत्ववत्. So that one is the Brahman is one alone, like the space in different places put parts inside. Inside all the parts which are put in different places, as the space is one, so too there in the Aditya, here in me, there is one Brahma. So Aditya is ultimate on one extreme, then here I am the individual is another extreme. When the two extremes are taken, and everything in between, whatever is there, that also is included. Like बड़ा घड़ा छोटा घड़ा ले ली तो बीच के घड़े सब में भी वही एक स्पेस है. Therefore, when Aditya example is taken, then Varuna, Vayu, Agni, Indra, whoever are there, Upadhi say when they are expressing, they are individualized. But who is there behind their Upadhis is that Brahman alone. Who is there very much in me too. This is pure Vedanta. And that we have to discover on the seat of meditation as our own experience by transcending one by one Upadhis consciously. Then having experienced the truth, when we come back and see, the result will be very funny. What it is? Every upadhi is me only thereafter. As a Vyavahara Kala. Earlier kya tha? One upadhi said I am. Therefore others are not me. Then that samsara was there. This is all because of ignorance. When the wisdom came, I am the self, not an isolated jiva through one upadhi. Then that self is again alone is there, expressing through all the upadhis, Veshti or Samashti. Therefore, you will never have differentiation between this is my body, that's not. This is my anger, that is not. You understand? These are my emotions, they are not. ये वाला डिफरेंशिएशन जो पहले मैं जीव हूं वाले अग्निरंस के लेवल में था, they will not be there. He understands, recognizes one principle, like Hunger. He doesn't see who is hungry. He sees hunger only. Then he feeds. He doesn't see whether it's animal or human or himself or friend or relative. I say, हम बेवकूफ हैं. We give food only to our children. Such a good food we give. And servants को कल का परसों का देते हैं. कभी देते भी नहीं, उनको भूखे रखते. Why should I give? I am giving salary, no? This is parama ego it is. All this nonsense goes away. That will be the actual Shruti. Little later we study it. Now Purva Pakshi asks a question, which is very low level. Bhagavan answers it. What it is? कि Nanu is बहुत समय हो गया Nanu आया नहीं. Lots of time we are only Siddhanta we are listening. Question was asked long back only. Nanu tat nirdeshe, tan when this Ananda is being indicated, sa yahacha ayam purushe iti avisheshatah adhyatmam nayuktah nirdeshaha. So when that word yahacha ayam purushe it is said, you cannot take him as a Brahman. Adhyatmam nayuktah nirdeshaha. Don't call him as Brahman there. Why? Yachayam dakshine akshini iti tu yuktah prasiddhatvad. Are? We have studied together so many Upanishads, Brahmananda ityadi. Whenever Ayam Purusha is spoken, Ayam Purusha is that Purusha who is in the Dakshina Aksha, the Jiva Purusha. So Ayam Purusha is a matching. No, Ayam Purusha is about the Jiva Purusha. In that Taittiriya Upanishad, Brahmananda Upanishad, it is said that the Jiva lives at his own three planes at three levels, functions. So it is said that in the waking plane, the Jiva lives in the Dakshinakshi, the right eye. In the Swapna Avastha, the Jiva is at the throat level, it is said. He stays there. And in the Nidra Avastha, he is said to be in the Hridaya Akash, in the Hridaya. तो निद्रा में हृदय में, स्वप्न में गले में, throat, and in the waking plane he is in Dakshine Akshini. So yeah, Purusha means Dakshine Akshini Purushstita Jiva Purusha should be, because Sayaschayam Purushe is another place is said ki Yaschayam Dakshine Akshan Purusha iti. So how come in that Brahmananda Upanishad Ayam Purusha is Dakshina Akshini existing Jiva, and Sayaschayam Purushe, the sentence is same. In this Upanishad, it is Parabrahma. Very gross question is. So Guru Maharaj gives one slap and he tells what is this? Is ki para adhikaratu. Para means Parabrahma here. Para is Paramatma. Adhikarat means context. अरे बाबा कौन से कॉन्टेक्स्ट में है हम? अर्लियर आल्सो इट केम, उल्टा वाला उसने कहा पहले. If you remember few of the Anuvakas before, he insisted on Jiva in Parabrahma. Then Guru said, यार when Jiva के बारे में discussion हो रहा है, why do you bring Parabrahma there? Topic is not Parabrahma here. That time it is Jiva की discussion हो रहा है. Here he is doing the same mistake ulta. The topic under discussion is Parabrahma, and he suddenly brings the non-contextual Jiva and says this prasanga is talking about Jiva. Nowhere Jiva is talked here. So para adhikara is the answer. Means Parabrahma is adhikriyate atra. The whole discussion in this context is about Parabrahma. Where from suddenly a Dakshinakshini Jiva you are bringing? You should have the common sense and context. The big problem to us, even in Vyavahara, is we lose the reference to context. We stick on to some funny notions because of which we are not able to be flexible. Therefore, we suffer. So, too, in studying the Shastras, we should know the context in which that is being said. If the context is gone, 100% there is a chance of misunderstanding. Be careful about it. Context is important in life's decisions. So too the Shastra Adhyanam. Out of context जाओगे तो all problems आ जाते. Like the marriage, wife and husband. There's a context. At every cost, they have to stay together. That's the meaning of the marriage. If that basic context is missed, out of context, then they become egoistic, they become selfish. Either they get separated or they become miserable. Is it not? So, to the context of Guru Shishya, Guru has to love the disciple and teach him the knowledge out of all love and patience. Because बेचारा is in a level of ignorance, tough for him to understand overnight. तो 10 बार बोलना है. If the Guru misses that context, then he become angry with disciple. So too the Shishya should also have that context in mind, that he has come to the Guru to learn in his own interest. So it is in his interest that he'll have to surrender, he'll have to listen to the Guru. Sometimes even Guru says the heavy things, ask them and get the answer. Sometimes for the mistakes done, he may give a beating or scolding. If he misses the context, then he becomes angry and he says, "मैं चला आश्रम छोड़कर." Everywhere there is a context. A politician. This is a context. You are a politician, came into this field chosen by the people for the sake of serving nation. If that main context is mixed, then you are the biggest calamity to the nation. Through you, all Ghotala will express. In life, context is important. Point of discussion. So, para adhikarat. Adhikara means adhikriyate means context is para, Paramatma and Parabrahma. Now he is proving what it is. Kim, paro hi atma atra adhikrutaha. Are Parabrahma Paramatma is the one which we were discussing from last few anuvakas. For example, adrushye anatme. Adrushye anatme is about Parabrahma, not the jiva. That fellow unnecessarily is seen there. How can the jiva be adrushya anatma? Anatma here means non-bodied. There the Atma is body, here not the Atma here. So he is Drushya as a Sthula Sharira, this Bevakov Jiva. How can he is Adrushya and Atma? Second, Bhishasma. Because of his fear, the wind is blowing. Is that because of the Jiva's fear that the wind is blowing? This Bevakov put him in this Viparyaya Tufan as it came in the morning. He will be blown by the wind only. Not that because of his fear the wind is blowing. This fellow out of window, he will be thrown. Be aware of what context we are talking. Is that Adrushya, Anatme, Anirukte, Anilayane? Can they be fit for the Jiva? They are about Brahman. So to Bhishasmadvata Pavate Bhishodeti Surya Bhishasmad Agnishendrasya Murtyur Dhavati? Is that जीव को देखकर मृत्यु भाग रहा है या मृत्यु को देखकर जीव? We are running from the मृत्यु entering into ICU. यमराज कहते हैं आई विल कम देयर आल्सो वेयरएवर यू ICU में वहां भी देख लूंगा तुमको. ICCU मतलब इंटेंस क्रिटिकल कोरोनरी केयर. ICCCU ICU compulsorily there also. That is the meaning. So it is not that because of Jiva the Mrityu or the Vayu are afraid. Therefore, wrong context you are seeing. And third one, what? Saisha Anandasya Meemaamsa. So, Esha Anandasya Meemaamsa is about Brahma Ananda, not the usual जीव का आनंद. कोई किसको पढ़ा है उसका जीव के आनंद डिस्कस करने को? ब्रह्म का आनंद का मीमांसा चल रहा था. So to tat sushtva, yes, that the jiva created everything. तदेव अनुप्राविशतु. इसकी कहाँ औकात है कि अपने मर्जी से क्रिएट करके अंदर जाने को? Be in the context, my dear child. So, nahi akasmat aprakruta yukta nirdeshtum. Are suddenly from nowhere, that which is not in context, bringing that is not correct, my dear. The whole flow is happening of the Parabrahma Tattva. है ना? यदा हि एव एष एतस्मिन् अदृश्ये अनात्मे अनिरुक्ते अनिल्ने अभय प्रतिष्ठां विन्दते अथ स अभयङ्गतो भवति. It's about Brahma Tattva, it is being spoken. Tasmat parah eva nirdishyate saha ekah iti. Therefore, by using the word saha ekah, That Parabrahma Nirdesha is happening, not I am Purusha, just holding on to that word and seeing that in other Upanishad. And in that Upanishad, this sentence is used for the Dakshinaksha Purusha. Therefore, this is Dakshinaksha Purusha talked. No, Paramatma only. Saha Ekaha iti Parabrahma Nirdesha, not Jiva. And how can the Jiva be in that Surya? जीव थोड़ा गर्मी ज्यादा हो जाता है तो मरेगा वो गर्मी से. They were the wrong context. So other Upanishad talked about the Sayashchayam Purusha, same sentence, but it was for Dakshin Purusha in that context. You have to see the context and understand the thing. So here also the context is a Parabrahma. Therefore, Saha Yahacha Ayam Purushe, Yahacha Asav Aditye Saha Ekaha. He is referring not to the Dakshin Jiva Purusha, but it is referring to the Parabrahma. Para Adhikarat, Para Evatra Adhikriyate. So that question that way stands answered. No. Nanu Anandasya Meemamsa Prakruta. Now he is bringing another thing. Instead of objecting the Guru, he himself says, I know what is said there. He is trying as if to put himself in the shoe of the Guru. That way he is trying to justify or say, I have accepted what to say, which is not actually that way required. Nanu Anandasya Meemamsa Prakruta. Okay, what was the subject in the context? Ananda Meemamsa. Okay, Tasyaha pi phalam upasammartavyam. उसका फल को भी बोलना चाहिए. देन अभिन्न स्वाभाविक आनंद परमात्मा एव. सो दैट परब्रह्म इज अभिन्न. आनंद आनंदी, भिन्नता इज नॉट देयर. सो अभाविक, इट इज नॉट विषय विषयी वाला. स्वाभाविक आनंद परमात्मा एव इज द सुप्रीम सेल्फ ओनली, न विषय विषयी संबंध जनित. दैट आनंद इज नॉट विषय विषयी संबंधित. इट इज स्वाभाविक आनंद. It is Paramatma itself, it is Avinnaha. Nanu tadanurupaha eva ayam nirdeshaha sayashchayam purushe yascha savaditye sa ekahiti भिन्न अधिकरणस्य विशेष उपमर्दनिना. या देन सर यया तू क्या, तुमको जरूर स्पेशली बोलने की जरूरत नहीं. दैट इज व्हाट वी आर डिस्कसिंग हियर. दैट्स हाउ भगवान here Adi Shankara just keeps the mouth of this Purvapakshi shut. Then again he asks another question. Why Aditya को ले आया? क्या जरूरत थी? डायरेक्ट ब्रह्म बोलो. आदित्य का उदाहरण लाने की क्या जरूरत है? Then to do that, our Bhashyakara gives a beautiful answer. Thereafter the Falashruti. Then asmad saya evam vita asmad lokat pretya etamanname atma sankramati. This is very deep, very important topic. With this Ashtamonvaka Bhova. Now Monvaka is very small with 5-6 lines only. Ovi Katham. Then we have done with the second Brahmananda Valli, and it is left to us how many times we study, re-study, contemplate, recontemplate, become deeper in our understanding, again sit on seat of meditation to transcend the upadhis and discover ourselves in the Hrudaya Kuhara. ये अपने आप का मैटर दिया गया, डेटा दिया गया. Whoever is interested, want to go deeper, they can go and realize. In the next Valli, sadhanas will be indicated further. So let's see this question answer further tomorrow. Sarvam Parabrahmacharanaravindaramanamastu. Om 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 ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. परमऋषिभ्यो नमः. परब्रह्मणे नमः. श्रुतिमात्रे नमः. ओम तत्सत् ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु. Very good. Thank you friends for a patient listening. So the Parabrahma is there. He is Ananda Swarupa. His Ananda is not Vishaya Sambandha. His Ananda is not from outside. It is Swabhavika. In him, Anandi, Ananda, Anandi. The difference also is not there. And that is our own essential nature. Though that is our essential nature, still we are living as a limited entity and suffering as a jiva because of upadhi tadatmya. Upadhis are becoming stronger because of ajnana, lot of desires, and doing the karma, whether it's punya or papa, both are papa. Therefore, by jnanam gained through Shrotriyatva, studying Shastra and becoming Shrotriya, by avoiding all the kamanas, by stopping all the vrijinatva, the karma, then the upadhi, vishaya vastu tadatma is dropped, importance given to them. Upadhi tadatma also is dropped. Then जीव जो अभी तक उपाधि के द्वारा जीव था, he himself discovers himself to be the this स्वाभाविक आनंद स्वरूप ब्रह्म. That is what to be caught in this particular portion so far we have discussed. The other things, the practice of these three alone are the ones which are increasing the gradation of happiness from Manushya to Manushya Gandharva. All that has to be repeatedly contemplated till the knowledge becomes thorough. And that knowledge we have to practice for self-realization. Else, with all information, we continue to only to be a jiva with upadhi, identity and suffering. Avoid it. Thank you.